All right, my name is Griff. I'm here with Pete, and we're talking about the New Year's and what we've done in our business ventures. Isn't that right, Pete?
Oh yeah. Now the first thing I want to let you know, what's my last name? How do you say my last name, Grip?
I could never get it right, and you won't know if I do it right or wrong. I think it's Pete Pepperoni.
Well, that's close enough, but it's Panzerotti. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a New Year's resolution. Okay, which is to pronounce my name correctly, because I call you Griff Calzone, even though I know it's or Griff Calzone. At least I can pronounce that. You're gonna have to work on that. Okay, I know English is not your first language.
I'm
I
not
know
good at English.
American is your first language, but
Yep.
still.
And okay, so it's
Okay.
Pete Paparotti.
Uh, Listen,
We'll work
by
on it.
this time next year, you're just gonna get it. Okay. We've only
I
known each
know.
other since 1986. Okay. Only known each other. I can't even, you know what, Grip? I can't even remember, okay, when we met. I got about four different scenarios about how and when we met. And because of all of the chemicals we ingested in the 1980s, drugs and pizzas, especially pizzas, I'm a little shoddy on when we actually met. But I'm pretty sure it was New York City, 1986.
Most of
And
the
you've been
'80s were a
calling me
blackout for me. Yep.
Panzerotti, Panzacrati, Panzarelli, Pepperoni, Pete Pepper Pastic. You have literally pronounced every single word in the English language except for Panzeratti for what? Oh, it's going to be 40 freaking years, okay?
I'll get it right one of
So
these
that's
days,
all I'm
folks.
saying. One of these days, you're going to say it correctly. So that's my New Year's resolution for me. Now, Grip, do you have any New Year's resolutions for me?
Oh, that you should do? Well, I think you should give me the $25 million that I requested as a loan.
You called that a loan. You think I got $25 million?
I
My
think you have
entire
it.
family, Grip, my entire family are in federal penitentiaries. Okay. You should have seen my Christmas wish list. Okay. I got 26 of my relatives in federal penitentiaries for fraud, for money laundering, okay, for racketeering. I had to buy 26 files. I had to bake 26 cakes to put those files in. I had to buy 26 burner phones, and I had to have 26 cartons of Marlboro Reds. Okay. That took 3 months. Okay. That doesn't come easy. You know how much bread I have to have?
It's a lot
I
of
had
bread, folks.
thousands of dollars. Also, my crypto scheme, I mean, my cryptocurrency that was totally a wonderful thing went downhill twice. Now I owe the crypto guys like $10,000 or more. And then I got my bank in the Cayman Islands just decided to stop, you know, having me as a customer because of fraud, because I use a fake passport. But like when was that illegal, you
I
know?
know. I mean, I think it's better to use a fake passport because if you use a real passport, if you do something illegal, which we always do between you and me, then the law enforcement will
Of
be
course.
looking for the real person. So if you get arrested as someone like Pete Pepperoni, then they're going to be looking for Pete Pepperoni, not the real Pete Panzerotti.
Exactly. Exactly. And again, my last name is Panzerotti. You think any customs official can pronounce that? You can't even pronounce that.
Right.
And those
9 out of 10 times I
you're
can.
college educated. You went to the DeVry Institute's Center for, what was that, TV VCR repairs back in 92. That's
That's
where
right.
we may have met, if I'm not mistaken. And so you've got a DeVry certificate in your hands. And those guys who are working, the customs office are like Pete Punzer. No. So I shortened my name to Pete Pan, Peter Pan. It's much easier for people. So what if I have a Sierra Leonean passport to get me to the Caymans? How is that anybody's business, Grip?
Nope, it's not. It's your privilege if that's what you choose to do. They can't make you
Thank you.
give you a real name. Who even, that's between you and your God, really.
Exactly. It's between me and God.
Yep.
And even when God strikes me down and tells me not to do stuff, you know, I still question that.
Right.
I'm a good Catholic, by the way. Just want to let you know that. Um,
That's good.
well, Grip, I think we have some good news to tell the people. First of all, before we get into our little, our little business venture here, because we got a lot of opportunities to go through today. But on December 24th and 25th, Grip and I we drove to the halfway point between Clearwater, New York, and Clearwater, Illinois, which so happens to be Sandusky, Ohio. And Grip and I stayed in one room with two double beds in Sandusky in the Howard Johnson in Sandusky, Ohio. It was only $27 a night. The pool was disgusting, and the continental breakfast was also horrible. But we're economical guys, so that's what we did. We're also too successful, to stay at a Four Seasons or something. They're just, that's not for me. And I want to tell you, at the beginning of last year, we had over 300 lawsuits that Grip was accusing me of doing. We whittled a lot of them down to about 98. And I'm here to tell you that not only the Grip and I have no more pending lawsuits, but Griff Calzone owns exactly 2.3% of my pizzeria, which, of course, as you all know, is called Pete Panzerotti's House of Panzerotti by Pete Panzerotti. Rolls off the tongue, and I think, Grip, we have some franchise opportunities that we have to talk about.
Absolutely. And I was trying to get 51% of the company, and we settled on 2 point, a little over 2%, which is fair.
2.3%. Yeah, yeah. That's in the contract. We had our notorieties, of course. You know why, by the way, another reason we went to Sandusky, Ohio is because on the main street, there's a law firm. And I thought this was, what do you call serendipitous, which I don't even know if that's a word because I can't speak English. But the law firm was Sand and Dusky. I thought this is like God coming down from the clouds. So we go into Mr. Sand and Mr. Dusky, and they hashed out a contract. We had our notaries do it, and there we go. Now we're kind of friends again. There's still a long road, okay, to go where we were back in the 1980s and 1990s. Of course, before you joined that Scientology business and took my monies, but that's one step for man and one giant leap for pizza kind. So I definitely think that we have a rapport now, and I definitely think that 2025 is going to be a year that we defraud the public of more money. I didn't say that out loud. That was just a thought I had in my head that was verbalized, but don't take that literally. What about you, Grip?
And I agree. If we do defraud the government or businesses, that's our privilege. It's no one's business. We're not going to do it in our real names, folks. And that's
Well,
so
what
if
did they
we
do
do it
for us?
in an alias, yeah, they won't be looking for the real people. So it's all above board, and that's what should happen. And I see nothing but success in 2025 between you and me.
I agree. I think that I'm betting a lot on the Chilean peso to make a comeback. I've got a lot of money in that. I got a lot of money in the Chilean peso. I think that's going to be a good one. But listen, Grip, of course, you also know the people should know that Grip and I regularly get together around Christmas time because we celebrate Kwanzaa. And that's something we've been doing at least since 1989. And we were lighting, our Kwanzaa candles, and we were flipping through the television, which we had, of course, to put quarters into because it's a Howard Johnson. And on that CNN garbage, we heard the El Presidente guy. I'm not a political guy, but the guy who does the Tower guy, whatever his name is, President Tower. I guess there was some kind of an election thing or going on. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm an American citizen, to be honest. So I don't think I can vote. I'm not registered for sure. But President Tower guy was talking about taking over Panama. I thought that was wonderful. And so as we're lighting, the Kwanzaa candles and doing our Kwanzaa thing, Grip turns to me and he says, "Hey, business opportunities." So here we go. We're here live to talk about Panamanian, which I think is how we say it, business opportunities. Another thing I want to tell you too is a couple days later, okay, about a week after is New Year's, right? And of course, I have a New Year's celebration at my restaurant, Pete Panzerotti's House of Panzerotti by Pete Panzerotti, every year. And mostly washed up old athletes, okay, come to my restaurant to drink beer and eat deep dish pizza. I mean, that's what I do best, okay? In addition to that, okay, there was a lot of fist fights, by the way. I did have to break up a fight between Todd Bartusi and Don Mattingly. It was very, very serious fight. Almost called the cops. Then I realized I'm in an unincorporated hamlet and I'm the cops. So of course I let them beat the crap out of each other as long as it was at my property. But who should stroll in there at 1:01 a.m.? The wonderful man, baseball player Rod Carew. Now, if it isn't serendipitous, or whatever that word is, that Rod Carew was born in the Panama Canal Zone back when he was born 70 years ago. He tells me the Panama Canal Zone used to be an American territory. Okay? And it's going to be an American territory again. And he asks me, do I know anything about plastics? I said, I have no idea what you just said because I'm drunk. I'm really drunk, Rod. If you could write it down on this napkin and then, tomorrow I'll read it over, okay? And then I'll give you a call, then, we can do that. So I'm now partner in a plastics factory in what used to be the Panama Canal Zone with the wonderful Rod Carew. I don't really know if that's really Rod Carew, but that's what he told me his name was. So now, how do we expand this opportunity, Grip, in plastics in Panama? This is where I need a brain like yours because we're kind of friends now.
Right. Yeah. I see nothing but success with this partnership, and if we want to exploit it, that's what we will do, folks. That's our privilege. That's what we will do. But I think we should use our aliases. We should borrow against some assets that aren't ours, and we should use that
Of
money
course.
to take over any factories that produce the plastic, and we should get it out to the public where it needs to be.
So the one thing that we did settle is those 37 ovens, those special ovens from Italy that I have in my shed that Grip wanted. We decided to split them in half. So we literally have I don't know, what is that like? What's half of 36? 17? So
Something
we
like
both
that.
have 17 and a half. It was a bit of a sad day when I had to take the chainsaw and cut in half one of those ovens because they're really expensive and they're really old. But I did it for the friendship, Grip. This is what I do for the friendship.
I
I remember
appreciate that.
back in '94 when you bought half of my Camaro, and I had to, take a chainsaw to half of the Camaro. Now you got the front half, I got the back half. Didn't really do anything, but that was the law back then. And so this is what I think. A lot of stuff is made with plastics, and I think what we should do is we should borrow against the retail values of those 37, 17 and a half to each of us ovens, which should be worth at least 3 grand. I don't know. I don't know how much an oven goes for these days. And I think what we should do is start making everybody wears shoes. Okay, that's a fact, right? Everybody wears shoes. They wore shoes in ancient Egypt. They wore shoes, in the Roman days. They wore shoes in the name me an era. The era where people were named George in England. There's a lot of those things. So plastic, you know how they have those tips on the shoelaces? I think we can make a killing if we make plastic tips for our shoelaces because literally everyone in the world owns a pair of shoes. And we have already 8.1 billion customers
That's a
times
great
two
idea.
because you have to have two
Yeah.
shoes.
If we tell people that they need plastic, then they need plastic. If we tell people they need shoes, they need shoes. No one's allowed to judge us. No one's allowed to push back. We make the rules.
See, this is what I thought. I know that I'm a genius, but I need you to tell me that I'm a genius.
Yeah, it's a confirmed fact. Everyone knows it. There's no need,
Thank you
there's no
so
one can
much.
question us. If anyone questioned us, it's gonna be a bad time for them. It's gonna be a bad meeting.
It's going to be a bad time. And also, by the way, Rod Carew is a pretty strong guy. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, he's the one who broke up the fight between Bertuzzi and Mattingly over there. Jeez, those guys, those professional athletes. Oh my God, they know how to party. Let me tell you. I delivered, by the way, and I baked 1,114 deep dish pizzas in the month of December. My third best month of December. I mean, it's not like the 90s when the Chicago Bulls were playing and, I had a lot of those NBA playoff finals and, children's parties and whatever because the 90s was ahead. But, I did pretty good. I did my best in 30 years
Well, I have
and
to
we
agree
made
with
a
you
lot of
that
money.
yep, I have to agree with you that pizza is the way to go. I was trying to convince Pete to sell all the pizza places and open some laundromats, and he kind of pushed back on that. And I think you were right about that.
We still could go for the laundromats. I mean, you never know. The business in Panama could fail.
Right.
you know, I mean, listen, we could fly out there tomorrow and I could have bought nothing. So I'm going to need some laundromats to launder that money from the flights that we have to pay. Of course, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
I
let's
like the
just say
idea.
I'm a little bit more open to getting
Okay,
some
good.
laundromats.
Because
Also,
we could.
video arcades are another one.
Oh yeah, anything that people put quarters in, like laundromats, video arcades, car washes, because that's all untraceable money, folks.
Also, televisions at the Howard Johnson, which we had to put the quarters into to
Yep.
get the CNN.
Yep. Yep. And then we
Uh,
could still use
that was
aliases to set up those businesses just in case people track down on real identifications. We don't want to lose that revenue stream.
Listen. I got to tell you, I got 27 relatives in federal penitentiary. They rely on me, Grip. What am I going to do if I go to jail? No more burner phones, no more files, no more shanks. You know what I mean? No more
Right.
pies with stuff inside of them. I
Yep.
can't I can't go to jail. And by the way, it's a miracle from God that I have never been arrested in my life. I've been charged, but I've never been arrested in my entire life. Okay. And so this is a miracle that has to keep going through 2025 because without my business, without my revenues, without my money laundering, my relatives in the federal penitentiaries, what do they got? They got no one. Okay, they can't afford cigarettes. My great grandfather, who's like 127, Sal, he's still alive and he has to have protection from, gangs. And those guys charge $50 a week. He can't work. He's 127 years old. He's the one
Right.
who swam here from Sicily's
He
back way
shouldn't have
back
to work.
when,
He's
100 years ago. Yeah.
yeah.
So this revenue stuff, it really hits me. Christmas is about and Kwanzaa especially is about family. Okay, that's what we do when we light the Kwanzaa candles. We talk about family, and I don't got no family, Grip, because they're all in prison. Okay, and I know you don't have much family either.
Nope.
All right, but we got each other, and I got I got the UPS guy who I delivered the burner phones to. I mean, I don't think he's really a UPS guy, but that's what my great uncle says he is. So that's what I
And
do.
that's good
And
enough. Yeah.
without them, I'm nothing. I got nothing. Without my pizza, who am I, Grip?
That's true. So I'm glad we kept the pizza places, which are mainly yours. But like I said, we'll diversify in the future. We and I still want to get to those
Yeah,
African diamond mines and strip all of Africa from their natural resources someday too.
it's gonna happen. Now, what's that lawyer friend of yours again? That bum?
Oh, Frank Amadeo, he's a good guy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well, especially you'd appreciate he took all the tax money and instead of giving it to the government, he kind of forgot about that. And
True.
so he's one of the good guys like us.
That man spent 2 weeks reorganizing my shell corporations, and I have to say he did a good job.
He's one of the best. You know what I mean? He's as long as he has his Pepsi and he takes his 15-minute power naps, he's good to go. He can go for days.
I had about 40 shell companies. Now I got 100. I mean, who would do that to some, only someone who needs money bad, who knows how to work the system would do that. And I'm happy about that.
Yep.
So there's that. Okay. So President Tower, the new guy, he's also going to cut taxes, which of course will only benefit us. Because of course we'll just keep the money. But okay, not only Panama. Here's another thing I heard. He's going to make Canada the 51st state. Now, I'm all for that because Canada has precious, precious resources. Okay. They got a lot of gold up there, zinc, they got platinum, they got the oil, they probably have rubies. I'm sure they've got cobalt. I'm definitely sure they got silver and bronze and nickel. They got a lot of crap up there. So, Grip, how are we going to exploit and expand, which is, of course, the mission statement for my 100 shell corporations? How are we going to exploit and expand our greedy paws into the Great White North? How's that going to
Well,
happen?
this is going to have to be done in stages, but I think we're going to have some of our associates apply for jobs in the federal government to get on the inside, and then we'll start extorting from there and taking over and stripping any and all assets and any and all diamond mines. Like you said, platinum. We need the cobalt, the rubber. We need all this stuff for our personal use, and that's our privilege, and we'll use our aliases too, of course, because they'll never find us that way.
Yeah, I also heard they got borium mines, they got radion mines, they got sulfur mines, they got helium mines. That's a very funny one. I would love to own a helium mine, let me tell you.
We
But
need
I'm
more
sure I'm
helium.
sure we could do something. You know what? Wasn't what was the name of one of our companies? Wasn't it Hooray for Helium
Yep.
Incorporated? Yeah, remember that? That was what? That was like 1997, 8.
Yeah, somewhere 96, 97. Yep.
Whenever, yeah, remember back then when all the kids were inhaling the helium from the balloons and they were talking
Yep.
funny at birthday
We
parties.
made that. We
The
made
women
that.
I had,
We made them. We're the ones that had a secret advertising campaign that made people do that, folks.
exactly. Now, of course, the drugs and the pizza have made my memory a little lapsed, as they say. But I certainly remember one party in Woodland Hills, California, in which we had 60 tanks of helium, and we introduced that to the kids, and they were laughing so hard that they paid us like 4 times what we asked because why wouldn't they? But I remember that. And also there was a party in Sarasota, Florida around that time. We had parties at Batavia, New York, Des Moines, Iowa. We used to do tons of birthday parties. So we used to just bring tanks of helium. Also, I got to tell you, when YouTube first started, I told this bum, but I forgive you. We should do helium, hooray for helium, where all we do is videos online. He said, okay, why? Okay, we missed a golden opportunity there, but let's just say we cleaned up. Hooray for helium. 2 years, one
I
people,
was betting on
you know,
MySpace, folks, and I lost that bet between us.
is listen, I forgive you. Um, that's one of the reasons that not only do you owe me $25 million, but I owe you $25 million. It's reciprocal. You see, this is how our relationship
Washes
works.
out. Yep.
You know, we break like if I take Grip to Vegas, and we haven't been to Vegas since 2016, but if I take Grip to Vegas, he could spend $5 million at a casino. I could spend $5 million at a casino and we'll leave with $5 million. I don't know how he does it. I
Right.
don't know what
Right.
loans he's taking. I don't know the interest. I don't know the mafia connections. We always break even every single time. And we also, by the way, break the bank and the buffets. But that's another thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Nothing but success. And I know
Nothing
you were a
but
little upset that I invested a lot of our money in AOL, but once again, we rebounded from that.
you know what? It's okay. I had opportunities to take stock in Blockbuster. We said no. Microsoft, we said no. Tesla, we said no. But of course, we did invest in Hollywood Video. It was fine for a little bit.
We had a couple good
Um, you
years.
know, we had with Quiznos subs instead of Subway. would have made us millions, but Quiznos, we had to say yes. If I could go back, Grip, and do it all over again, I wouldn't. Because again, I don't remember most of my life, and I can't remember when we met. So even if I could pick a point when we could do it all over again, I don't know what point that would be. You know what I mean?
Right, same
Just,
here, and we're still doing pretty good overall.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Okay, the crypto stuff, we may have lost millions, but like I said, we'll go and we'll gamble it, and we'll break even somehow. It'll happen.
It's a good thing we
Everything
own the
always turns
casinos,
around.
folks.
We do actually. I do know that I want to buy Seneca Casino this year in beautiful Niagara Falls, New York, because they got a good buffet there. So we'll
They
have to
do.
work our way into that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We're gonna have to
There's
talk to
also,
the Indians.
oh yeah, no, that might be. We're gonna have to take some courses on diversity, equity, and inclusion courses because I'm an asshole, and I will say the wrong thing. Okay, let me face it, right? So we got to go to some of these cultural sensitivity trainings, and then we can do it. There's also, by the way, in Erie, Pennsylvania, there's a casino that's probably for sale. I think we'll go and we'll buy that one too, with the money that we get from the ovens, and I think Bob's our uncle.
I don't think the Indians will mind if we take their land. I mean, I think they'll feel pretty good about that.
Do white people take an Indian land?
No, it's
I'm not a historian, so I think it'll be fine. What do I know? Well, all I got to know is that I think President Tower is going to be the greatest thing for me personally because I am in the upper tax bracket of the upper tax bracket, and really, who else care? I don't care about anyone else except for President Tower, and what else? I mean, there's so many things going on for the New Year's. Oh, the other thing. Here's another thing that's going on for the New Year's. Have you ever heard of the Green Land? Have you ever heard of them?
the country, right? This is the country, Greenland.
I don't. I don't know where the heck it is. I don't know who the heck it is. But I've been hearing stuff about the Green Land in Denmark, and apparently they're for sale. And there's got to be something that we can do in the land of green Denmark. Have you heard
Uh,
about this?
well, I know the government wants to take. I think we and you should take over the countries, not the government. Whether they're going to mess it up, and we could strip the natural resources once again and exploit the country, and we could have offices there. I see nothing but success for Greenland and Denmark, and well, we already talked about Canada, and nothing but success.
Let's face it. Canada is a bit of a long shot. Greenland's easy. I mean, who lives there?
We got to start with the smaller countries
who
and peck away, and now we could take Canada.
Yeah, because it's called Greenland. I'm assuming it's very warm there.
Yeah, me too. And it's for their own good. They don't know what they're doing over there. They need a couple, single successful men like us to take over and show them the way of success.
The thing, though, is we got to start small. So I'm thinking now that you're 2.3% owner of my pizzerias, we start the franchise. So we get in on the base of Greenland. So we find the capital city of Greenland. I don't think they got pizza in Greenland. I highly doubt they got any pizzas in Denmark. I mean, what do they eat? Their fish in Denmark? They're not going to put fish on a pizza. That's disgusting. So I figure we go there. We put, we introduce them to actual American Chicago style deep dish pizza, and Bob's your uncle.
Absolutely, that sounds good. I mean, we got definitely Greenland, definitely Denmark doesn't really matter. They're too insignificant.
It doesn't matter. Right. We could call it Denmark if we want. We could call it Mark's Head.
We got. We're gonna take over. A lot of these countries. It's for their own good. They don't. They don't even speak English, so they don't deserve their countries.
Well, we're going to take over Denmark and call it Pete and Grip's Playground. That's what we're going to call it.
Yep, and people will listen to and obey our orders.
But here's the thing about a canal. I'll say, I'm not an engineer or anything, but I think when the ships go into the canal, they have to pay a toll. We got to take over that company. We got to take over a toll company, whether it's a toll on a highway or a freeway or an interstate. I think we need to get into tolls, shipping tolls, road tolls, air tolls, walking tolls. Who's in charge of that? Like, what genius came up with that? You want to walk on my bridge? Give me money. You want to put your ship through a little canal? Where's my money? We should have invented that. We need to have another shell corporation called, I don't know, the Canal Profit Corporation, and we
Yeah.
need to start taking over canals.
I agree. And then once again, we need to keep more people infiltrating in the government so we could work on the side deals and the backyard deals, and so we could take over that way too.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. With your lawyer Frank guy, we were going to take over, what was it, Congo? I think
Yep.
we can still do that. You know, I mean, they got
Yeah.
cobalt in Congo. I think they got cobalt in Canada. I'm just assuming because both countries start with C, but it doesn't matter.
We'll take it all. It's
You
all
know?
for the taking. And they have so many natural resources. I don't really even know where to take them. Lithium, diamonds. It's all ours, folks.
I mean, if nobody claims it, it's finders keepers. That's a law.
Right.
That's a law.
Once we plant our
So
flag
I
there,
don't
it's
know.
ours. Ours for the
It's
taking.
true. Our flag is a very disturbing flag, as you know. It has imagery that might be sexually graphic in nature. But you know what? They don't want it in an atlas. That's not my problem. Mr. Rand and Mr. McNally can go screw themselves.
And
I
that's
want
right.
my flag in that atlas. You
We
know?
have diplomatic immunity. We'll buy the Atlas company and do it our way then.
Exactly. We have enough islands that are unclaimed that we claim to be our playgrounds that eventually we will get a seat at the UN. That's actually a good goal for 2025. That our rogue nation there, PNG's playground, gets a seat at the United Nations.
And if anyone
How
opposes
about
us,
that?
folks, if anyone opposes us, there'll be nothing but ashes and darkness in their future.
I absolutely agree because we have lawyers and
Yeah,
lawyers bring nothing but darkness. Is that right, Grip?
that's right. Yeah, we're not talking literally. We're talking figuratively. Yep, they will
Of
be
course, we
destroyed
can't
and
make
devastated.
threats. We can't make threats online. We can only
No,
think them and then make our words indirect.
they will
But
pay. Yep.
there might be accidents. There might not be accidents. We don't know because we don't make accidents that we know of.
It's out of our
Understand?
controls. Yeah, we distance ourselves from that stuff. We have secondary and third tertiary people that can handle that stuff for us.
Well, again, 100 shell corporations. The other thing is, I got a good thing at the end of the year, Grip. I am going to be free of alimony. As you know, Grip, I was married 5 times in the past whatever years, 40, 50 years, to 5 lovely ladies who were only marrying me for the green card. Okay. And all of the countries that they came from happened to start with the letter C, like Canada, Chile, Colombia, Cambodia, and Cameroon. They were lovely women. But of course, I thought I was in love. They said green card. Okay. So married them. 2 years later, we get divorced. And I have had 5 alimonies until the end of the year. Why? I don't know. Do I care? No. My lawyer just said no more alimonies at the end of 2025. Did something happen to them? I hope not, but I kind of do hope so. But all I know is I don't have to pay a cent. Now, the next question you should be asking me is how much I've paid in alimony, for the past 50 years. That answer is zero because I always say that I have an income less than $10,000 a year when in fact I don't. But that's besides the point. Not only am I not paying alimony, I will no longer be paying it at the end of the year. I also just realized I'm only 58 or 59 years old, so it's got to be around 40 years because otherwise that's disgusting. That's all.
Yeah, and they should have never asked you for alimony. That's just disgusting. They should have been paying you alimony.
Well, when they come from a Colombian village, you know, and they don't have anything, and then they want me, because I have a pizza shop. And that was my third wife, Maria. You remember her. And we went to Vegas with her and that floozy you met there, met in Vegas that one time. And well, you know how it is. You know,
Yep.
you meet someone, you fall in love, they give you money, you get married, you get the green card, you get divorced, they ruin your life, you attempt suicide, they come back to you, you fall in love again, and then they leave you.
Yep.
It's like a Shakespeare play,
Yeah, it happens,
and
folks.
then
It
they
happens a lot.
and then they cheat on your brother, and it's like Shakespeare. This has been going on since the 1200s when Shakespeare was around.
That's right.
I mean.
It happens.
It happens. I remember when we got engaged. I went to Aruba and I stole a bunch of diamonds for her. What did she do? She ratted me out to the FBI. Well, that's what I get, I guess.
Right, 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 right.
I mean, all
We
I did
can't.
was the
Sometimes we
diamonds were
can't
for
win.
her. You know,
It was none of their business. They shouldn't have
they
took those diamonds.
and they were fake diamonds. But what is that? That doesn't matter. Cubic czars. What that crap? The zirconiums, zarcrappy is what the heck? I don't know. They were cubic, something cubic, and turns me into the FBI's. But then we made up in Vegas, and then she's married to some I don't know baseball player, some crap. It's hard to remember,
Well, the FBI should
because they
have
said,
minded their own business because we have diplomatic
yep,
immunity from all that stuff.
that's what I kept telling them. But then they said, "What country do you represent?" I said, "You moron! I've been telling you, Pete and Griff's playground is a sovereign nation," and they didn't believe me.
Yeah,
They
they
never
don't. They get
believed me,
grumpy.
Griff.
Yeah. I know.
I think you're one of the few people who believes me.
Well, we're on the same team. United teams win, divided teams fail. These are, we shouldn't be put through. We're put through the ringer. We're put through a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be because we're good, honest guys, and we shouldn't be put through the ringer like that. It's not fair.
I agree. Well, this is what I want for the next year or this year. I already know what year it is. It's 11 days into this year, and I'm already, all the pizza chemicals. They're really getting to me. I got to tell you, all I do all day is eat pizza. Anyway, my doctor's probably, I don't got much time left, but I'll do my best. But here's what we should aim for. Okay, at the end of the years, we should end for uh, at least opening a plastics factory in Panama, where we can, get those little things on the shoelaces, like we discussed. As I said, we have what is eight plus eight? 10, 15,
Something like
whatever
that.
eight
Yep.
plus eight is. Whatever eight plus eight is. We have at least 20 billion customers that we have who have shoes. So I think that's a wash. That's gonna make us millions. Then we've got to, exploit some resource in Canada no one wants. Why not zinc? I mean, who cares? We'll buy a zinc mine. Who cares? And then, pizza in Greenland, pizza in Denmark. They don't know what that is up there. And I think if we can sell these 37 ovens that are in the shed plus the halves that we have, I think we're Bob's our uncle. I think we got a good, solid investment portfolio for the future, a good mission statement. I got my shell corporations. You got your fraud corporations. I think the world is ours in 2025. What about that?
Oh, I definitely agree. Nothing but success 2025 and beyond. We're nothing but success. We have
Absolutely.
we have multiple companies, multiple aliases. We're going to be taking over several countries to start with, some of the smaller ones, and we have a lot of joint ventures going, and nothing but success.
And my debts, my alimony, that's all a wash. Just a few more years, I'll be 65. I could draw Social Security. I have never paid into it legally, but I'm going to draw the most amount that I can take because I know a lawyer, and he'll do that for me. Because why not? I deserve it. And I think until we hit 65, and then we can take our Social Security, go live somewhere like St. Vincent or something, some island, where we can also exploit the locals for our gain. I think the next couple years are going to be good. Definitely President Towers on our side, and we just got to sell some of our stocks, and we got to buy new ones, and especially I think stocks that have to do with gasoline is the way to go. That's my thing, but whatever.
I agree with you. Yeah, we need to, we need to exploit more businesses though. And you were
Yeah.
mentioning buying businesses, buying this, but I think we're just going to take them.
Buying, taking, what's the difference really? I mean, come on. In the
Right.
end, they're
True.
ours. Whether we exchange money or not. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
an
called
economist.
hostile takeover,
I mean,
folks.
I shouldn't say that. I do have a couple of fake degrees from the University of Chicago that says I graduated economics. So technically, I guess I am, but really, I'm not. So, I don't know how these things work. I just know I threaten their lives. They give me the deeds to their house. We win.
Right. Yeah, as long as you have the documents, that's all that matters, folks.
Nobody says it has to be fair. If
No.
I've got the deed to your business in my hands, it's mine. I find its keepers.
Right. Even if you
Right.
make it on your computer, it's yours.
You know what? Even if I make it at Kinko's, it's still mine. Well, Kinko's is going to be mine too. That's another one that we got to invest in. We got to. I don't like the fact that FedEx, because I'm a UPS man, is tied in with Kinko's. Screw both of them. We got to remove it. It's got to be P&G Playground presents Kinko's. There's another goal for this year.
That's much better. I always see people in Kinko, so it's a good company to take over.
Exactly what I'm saying. These printing places, how much is it for a printer? $50? Who's got $50? I don't got $50 for a printer. I got
Right.
$50 for pizza and beer. That's like what I spend in the day on pizza and beer. What am I going to do? Printer, pizza, beer. Pizza, beer.
Right. I agree 100%, Pete. Nothing but success.
Well, to my friend, Griff Calzone, I wish you a very good, profitable 2025. May all of our scams and fraud become realized and that nobody, and I mean nobody, arrests us. I hope that all of your ex wives will dump their alimony once they figure out that you can pay for it but don't want to. And let's also hope that when President Tower comes into office, he lowers our taxes because, I don't pay them anyway, but I don't want to pay anymore.
It sounds good. I agree to everything. I agree, like I said, nothing but success in 2025, and that's it.
Yeah, pizza and beer for everybody. Grip, you're a 2.3% owner of my business. That means every time you come in, I give you one slice of pizza as per the contract and a Diet Coke.
You can't ask more than that, folks.
Exactly. And that, by the way, that's unlimited.
Thank
That's
you.
what listen, I'm a friend. I put that in the contract. So every time you walk in the door, one slice of deep dish, one Diet Coke. And you
And
don't even
so,
have to purchase anything anymore.
thank you. All right.
Yep. All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for being here. You're all witnesses. If in case there's crime, you're all accessories now. That's on you. That's not on me. We got good lawyers. So, what do you want to say, Grip? I guess we'll see you next time when we're going to bounce out some ideas and see what the future holds for us and our shell
Right.
corporations. How about that?
I agree. This was great. We'll do it again real soon. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us. We'll look forward to the future. We look forward to our next time together.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody.